Hello and welcome to Daily Politics on Trust TV. I'm Hamza Idris. On the program tonight, we'll be interfacing with Senator-elect Kawu Sumaila. He is a seasoned parliamentarian, having served as member House of Representatives 3 times from 2003 to 2015. Prior to his victory in the senatorial election recently, he served as special advisor, senior special assistant, to President Buhari on National Assembly with focus on the House of Representatives. Senator-elect Sumaila will be representing Kano South in the 10th Senate after defeating 3-time Senator and Chairman Senate Committee on INEC and former Governor of Kano State, Senator Kabiru Gaya, in the 2023 elections. He joins us on the program tonight to discuss issues, intrigues, and expectations ahead of the transition in May. On May 29, he will also be sharing his thoughts on the leadership tussle in the National Assembly and telling us where he stands. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mr. Hamza.
We're happy having you in the studio.
Welcome, thank you.
We'll go on a short break, and when we return, the conversation commences. Don't go away. Welcome back. Yes, distinguished Senator-elect, the burning issue is the National Assembly election. We've been having issues since 1999 on the return of democracy, but it appears this time around, it appears more fierce, the contest. Why?
I think it is because of going against the tenet of democracy, the convention of democracy, the convention of the constitution of the leadership of the National Assembly. This time is entirely different with the previous intervention from the executive or from the outside.
What is really the difference? Because we know that in 1999, even though Obasanjo, he just came from prison and then he won, but he had some influence in the leadership of the National Assembly. What is the difference this time around?
The difference is that, you see, now we are maturing and we are reaching a peak in our democratic development or political development in Nigeria. Okay. 2003 is not 1999, one. Secondly, the composition of the political parties in the 2 chambers of National Assembly is entirely different from the previous assembly.
We've never had it this way.
This is fantastic. The ceiling between the majority party and the minority parties in the Senate is the margin is very thin. Then when you go to the House of Representatives, the minority parties are the majority in the number. Therefore, the majority party is a minority when you put the minority parties together under one leadership. Therefore, it shows that there was no clear majority.
Yes. And
as we are experiencing this kind of change, then the ruling party, they are the APC. And
where you were before.
Yes, and the president-elect suddenly sent a letter to the National Assembly directing members of the National Assembly.
Is it directing or suggesting?
You can say it is a directive. If it is suggestion, they cannot send a letter to the members of the National Assembly. They will invite them for a meeting, even all the critical stakeholders, even some representatives from the minority parties. We need to sit down, discuss, interact, understand where they are coming from. But suddenly they just send a letter to the National Assembly.
Where you received the letter, because you are one of the oldest people, in the National Assembly before you had a break to now launch a big comeback. Is it normal?
It is not normal. It is the first time in the history of our democratic.
Because you've been in the House of Reps, as I said earlier,
it's the first time. It's the first time we are experiencing this kind of executive impunity.
So you are calling it impunity?
It is impunity. In a situation where you don't have the clear majority and you are asking the parliament, despite the provision of the constitution that each one of us has his constitutional right to choose the presiding officers, then you negate the process to letter and send it to. It is catastrophic.
Wow. Now we know that there are many camps now, especially in the Senate, just the way we have in the House of Representatives. Where do you belong now?
I belong to the Democratic camp in the 10th National Assembly.
Which one is that?
A Democratic camp is a camp that is pushing for democracy in the process of selection or election of our presiding officers and the operational guidelines, to follow the operational guidelines of the 10th National Assembly.
And who are members of this?
Well, of course, we have people like Senator Abdulaziz Yari, who is one of our contestants. He is our candidate per se. And there are some candidates whom we are working together with. People like Oji Uzo Kalu from Southeast, and Osita Ezunaso from Imo, and Senator San Musa from Niger.
You mean all these people you mentioned, they are the Democrats?
Yes, they are fighting for the democracy. They are very consistent on what we started with leaders of APC of today.
I know that Senator Oji Uzo Kalu, he vied for the Senate presidency. He wanted it. He wasn't nominated. Abdulaziz Yari, he also wants it. Sani Musa
we are not yet to the position of nomination. The nomination will take place in the chamber of the National Assembly.
Well, they have expressed interest.
They can express interest outside, but the nomination is in the chamber of the two
chambers of the
National Assembly. You can't nominate from outside.
Now, these people you mentioned, of course, they are of APC. You are of NNPP, maybe in GAB. But we know your spirit is APC.
No, God forbid.
Okay.
God forbid. God forbid.
But
even when I'm in APC,
yes,
my mind and my action is not APC. From
Why?
what we are witnessing now, APC is a bunch of undemocratic elements.
Was that why you left the
That is the reason
APC?
why I left APC.
But I'm surprised because I know how close you've been with Konkoso, for instance.
Now.
Yes. But before, when he left when you formed APC, let me take you back. When you formed APC, right? You were all together. At the time, he moved to PDP, but you remain in APC.
Yes.
Is that not a sign that you are a full-blood APC that time?
No. You see, APC is the amalgamation of different political parties and people with different background. Our angle is ANPP Zen. Then I came from ANPP, and because of my position as a ANPP leader in the House of Representatives, therefore we formed the APC.
Yeah, but you have not.
Therefore, he joined us at a later around after about 6 months.
Yes, I know. Now, meaning that you've been there all that while, but you are not in tune with some of the happenings in APC. Am I correct?
Yes, I am totally. I am not totally disagree with most of the ANPP APC position.
Wow. But you remain in the party. Is it for political
remain in the party. No. I remain in the party for us to prove to Nigerians that we are not in APC just to form government. We are in APC to change the situation. Therefore, when we are in APC, we try our best to see whether we can actualize the change we promised to Nigeria. Up to the position where we believe that we can't go beyond this point.
Okay, now you said you belong to the camp of Democrats as a senator-elect. You are joining other senators who have been there for quite a while, even though the majority have all fizzled out during this election season. You are more or less some of the new entrants to the Senate, of course, not to the National Assembly.
Yes.
Now, why are you not satisfied? I'm still asking this question because at the time, the ruling party, they're supposed to actually produce the leadership. Am I correct?
No. The business of producing the leadership, the presiding officers of the National Assembly, two chambers of the National Assembly, is the business of 469. Not APC, not minority parties.
Okay.
You see, there is two types of leadership in the National Assembly of today.
Okay.
There is presiding officers and principal officers.
Okay, please shed more light for us to understand.
Presiding officers are the Senate President and Deputy Senate President in the Senate.
Okay.
Then in the House is the Speaker and Deputy Speaker.
Yes.
They are the presiding officers.
Yes.
The mode of their selection or election is stipulated in the Constitution.
Yeah.
Where each one of us is equal. We have equal vote.
Yeah, you have the 360 members, they are equal.
And 09.
Whoever
109.
emerges is one among equals.
There was
the 109 senators, they are equal.
There was no political consideration, no regional, no party. Nothing. Just the qualification is you are a senator or you are a member. Finish.
But there is what we call political experience.
Wait. Then the other angle is principal officers.
Yeah.
The principal officers are the leaders of the parties. There is two types of the principal officers in the two chambers.
Okay.
One is majority leaders, and the second is minority leadership.
Yes.
The majority leadership is produced by the party who has the majority, like APC. APC in the Senate now has the right to produce the House leader, deputy leader, chief whip, and deputy chief whip. This is the sole...
It's their prerogative.
Yes, because they are the majority.
Okay.
Well, the minority parties...
You are not talking about NNPP, which you belong,
ABGA,
PDP, ABGA, SDP, YPP, LP.
Therefore, they will produce the minority leadership, which is
among themselves. And can come from any.
From a minority leader, deputy minority leader, minority whip, and deputy minority whip.
Yeah.
This is what is called party leadership. Then these 8 and the 2 are the leaders or body of principal officers of each chamber.
Okay.
Therefore, the selection, the mode of election or selection of the principal officers is provided in our rules.
Senate rules, House
rules.
Yes. So now what I'm saying is, where does the ruling APC, comes in now in deciding the leadership of the two chambers?
It is the arrogance of the ruling party anywhere in the world. It is the arrogance. They need
not right.
Not right. It is not a right. If you said it is right, ask where is Ike. How can Ike become Deputy Senate President of the Senate? We decide in 2011, Amin Waziri to become the Speaker, Emeka Ihedioha as his deputy.
Yeah.
It is against the wish of PDP.
When that happened.
But
the legislatures wanted it.
Wanted it that way.
So now, are you saying the push by APC and by extension President-elect Tinubu is in the wrong direction?
Quite all right. And it is inconsistent with the tenets and norms of democracy.
But you see, Senator-elect, no political party that actually win the presidency will, just step back and allow things to happen anyhow.
I totally disagree with you.
How?
It is very recent. We try to remember the good work of our late president, Yar'Adua.
Yes.
When Yar'Adua became president, there was serious issue in the National Assembly, but there was no time. I was a leader of the House of Minorities then. There was no time he intervened.
You mean he didn't make any attempt?
At all. He allowed this to take its natural course, since he is following rules of law and the provision of the Constitution. You see, what is the essence of doing this presidential system of government? What is the essence?
Separation of power.
Separation of power. It's a separation of power, check and balance.
Yeah.
The separation, the intent is to check the accesses of the executive. Therefore, if you allow the executive to dictate to you, what will happen?
You see, you are very strategic because you've been there directly and indirectly for a very long time. After serving 3 times, you became special assistant to the president, meaning that you remain part and parcel of
the National Assembly
institution. You only single out Yar'Adua, meaning that it wasn't this way during Obasanjo. It wasn't this way during Jonathan.
Obasanjo attempted it and he failed.
But he get it right. But he didn't back out.
No, he backed out.
But you can see he produced like how many Senate presidents?
But what happened at the end? The Senate produced its own Senate president, its own product.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day.
After all the attempts
he made, then the Senate decided to choose one among themselves.
And they had their way.
You see, there was no time in the history of the National Assembly where executive can impose
its will.
And the thing that thing will go right. See what happened in 2007 between Patricia Ete.
Yes.
When Obasanjo and some leaders of PDP choose to go that way without engaging the members of the House of Representatives.
Yes.
When they brought the idea, yes, they have the clear majority. The margin is very wide. They have their own day. But within 3 months, members removed her and brought their own choice.
So now, where are you heading to? Of course, we had a senator yesterday who came here and said that they have 67 who are supporting Akpabio. Yeah, in fact, he even said 70 because initially he said 69 or thereabout. Then later he said there was one, he said he should come and sign himself, which clearly shows that at the end of the day,
we
will have his way.
We too, we have 75 signed for us.
Who are they?
The members of the Senate, elect. Signed for us for early.
So now if
to go to the extent that we have even a card, we produce a card with comprehensive information of each and every senator who signed for us with his signature and biodata.
So now, Senator, if you look at what you said now, you have 75. The other senator, in fact, it was Ali Ndume who came here yesterday. He told us that they have 70. If you put 70 and 75, it gives you 145.
Therefore, when we enter the chamber of the National Assembly, you will get the arithmetic right.
But who is actually deceiving who now between your camp and the camp of Akpabio?
It is all 13. It is 13 June that will indicate
who is on the right.
Who is on the right track.
Now, are you saying that you will not obey in court what Tinubu wants?
I was not elected to come to Abuja and obey the directive of Tinubu. I was elected to come to Abuja and protect the right of the Kano South people, by implication Nigeria. When my people sent me to Abuja, they gave me a guideline. The guidelines they gave me is the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
That you should protect it.
Yes. That is the reason on 13th, we are going to take an oath of office. We will hold the Quran that will protect the Constitution, not Bola Tinubu.
Or the APC's gap.
Or the APC.
Now, why I am a bit worried is that Tinubu said he wanted this arithmetic to work in the interest of fairness, because he is from the Southwest, he's vice president-elect from Northeast. That fairness, says that the third person, that is Senate president, should go maybe to areas that...
Let me guide you properly.
All right.
We are operating a presidential system of government where we have 3 arms of government.
Yes.
They are detached. They are an independent body.
Yeah.
Not agency.
But mutually related.
Yes. We can relate where the Constitution connects us. But we are independent. And everybody is working on his own frequency. Therefore, if Mr. President thinking that way, maybe he is thinking of his ministers, SGF, head of...
He can think along that line.
He can think along that line. Yes, he must do zoning to provide
every
a direction.
State must have a minister and all that.
To provide a direction. To provide a direction and for smooth running of government. But for him to jump into legislature, we can ask him, where is the chief judge of the federation, the head of the judiciary?
He's from the Southwest.
Southwest from where? From Oyo, the border of Lagos.
Yes.
Why? It is because of the Constitution. Nobody is talking because we all agree and respect the independence of judiciary. Where are we arguing?
So what you are saying, ordinarily, if assuming we are talking about this political correctness, the fact that the Chief Justice is from Southwest, Tinubu shouldn't have even...
No. If they think that way,
yeah,
you
that
think
is it,
yes, align with their own thinking.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is that judiciary, legislature, and executive are independent organ of the government, not an agency of the federal government. Okay. You can do a zoning within your own right. He is the head of executive.
Yeah.
He is the head of the executive.
Yes.
Therefore, he will do zoning within the executive arms. Do you understand?
I understand.
And
so he should focus on his
if it is necessary for him to intervene in the affairs of the National Assembly, let him restrict himself to the party, APC, as a party. Let me take you back a little. Asiwaju is one of our leaders when we insist that the National Assembly must have its own leadership.
Which year was that?
2011.
Okay.
He donated 60 of his members to us to go against the wish of President Erdogan and PDP when they said the zone, their own is not so crude like this one.
Wow.
Yes. They just zoned the speakership to the southwest.
Yeah.
Then the caucus
they didn't micro-zone it.
The leaders
and
stakeholders of the southwest select Mulika.
Yeah, Mulika Akande.
And before it is Muraina, Honorable Muraina.
Yes.
But in their own consensus from the zone, they all agree, the chieftain of the PDP, they agreed to push Mulikat. But when it came to the house, we rejected it. We said, no, we will go on our own side. Among all odds, and Asiwaju is a leading voice.
That time. So why do you think he departed from that posture?
This is what is worrying me.
As someone who knows him for a very long time.
A democratic leader. So many people cherish his antecedent.
Yeah.
He purposes democracy, but see how sycophants are leading him to.
You think some people are actually influencing him in taking some of these decisions?
Quite all right. Some people influence him because of their selfish interest. If you ask them in one way or the other, for example, you mentioned yesterday.
Yes.
I watched my leader, the senator, Muhammad Ali Ndume, is a senator now. When he is a leader, minority leader in the House of Representatives, I am his deputy. Therefore, we are sitting 4 years very close. I am his deputy. Remember 2019, he contested against the wish of Asiwaju, against the wish of Buhari, against the wish of APC to defend democracy.
But when we asked him this question yesterday, he said when he approached Asiwaju as leader of the party, he gave him his nod. When he approached Buhari, he also gave him his nod. And that was why, on the day of the election, even though they had preference for a different person, they didn't ask him to
therefore, at the end, if he is not a Democrat, I respect him a lot.
Okay.
When they talk to him that withdraw, he need to withdraw. But he refused.
But he said they didn't talk to him directly. That
whether directly or indirectly. Whether directly or indirectly, his own is not like this. A situation where a sitting president, in connection with the political party, wrote a letter to the National Assembly asking National Assembly to elect or to select the leadership. It negates the aims and objective of separation of power or check and balance. Okay. How can we do oversight function?
Okay, now assuming Tinubu did not send that letter, but he said in the spirit of fairness that the Senate presidency should go to the South. Will you have agreed?
No, it is a game of persuasion. Persuasion. He need to persuade. He need to lobby. He need to talk.
Not to lord it over.
No, not at all. We are all Democrats. It is constitutional representation. I was sent to come and protect an interest. Maybe the interest of Kano South or the interest of Kano people is inconsistent with the interest of Asiwaju. Then do you want me to leave the interest of my people and support the presidency?
You will not do that?
I will not.
Is it because you are in NNPP or
Not because
simply because...
No, not because I'm in NNPP. I am Democrat. I was born to be like this.
Okay, now...
This is what we learned from him.
Okay, now where do you want this Senate seat to go to?
Allowed it open for anybody to contest.
But there are many candidates. It will be rancorous if all of them went to the chambers and said,
how many people contested for the presidency in Nigeria? Is it not 18?
Yeah, 18.
And people choose Asiwaju. And he was declared winner of the election. It's a game of number. Allow the number to talk.
Is this why at the beginning of the program you said you are a Democrat?
I am a Democrat. That is the reason why I am urging various stakeholders to allow the National Assembly to operate in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in accordance with the tenet of democracy.
Okay, I want us to be specific now. You said, of course, you have your camp, and you mentioned Yari's name. Why Yari?
Yeah, it's my candidate.
How? Why?
Because I believe that he can move the interest of my people.
How? How can he do that? Because he is just going there for the first time. You are even more qualified to talk about.
He is a member of the House of Representatives.
That's what I'm saying.
He is a member of the House of Representatives.
You were a member of the House of Reps 3 times.
It is for strategic. It is for strategic reason. For strategic reason, Yari is APC, and APC has a majority. We, as a minority, are ready to oppose anything APC. Therefore, anybody who could come and join camp with us from APC, we are ready to support him.
So you are not supporting him for rebelling against his party?
Not for rebelling against his party, for rebelling against imposition and the impunity.
Now, there is this ranking thing for someone to vie for this, presiding office, right?
Or leadership.
Or leadership, yeah,
yes.
This thing. Is Yari qualified?
Yes, it's clearly stipulated in the Senate rules. There is number 1, number 2, and number 3. Number 1 and number 2 are qualified to contest for any position.
Okay.
If you have a legislative experience, if you are an elected senator from the House of Representatives, automatically, and you serve in the House before, you are automatically qualified to run for any position.
Okay. But
these are
then where did you throw away the ranking? Because when Indume came here, he said
the ranking doesn't
apart from president, he is actually
doesn't mean that
but for fairness, he said he agreed that this thing should go to the
doesn't mean that because you came early, then it means you are the most qualified or you are the better. See the choice of Apabio. Apabio was in the Senate for 1 term. If you are talking about Muhammad Ali Ndime, if you are talking about Ahmed Long, if you are talking about so many senators, they are there for 20 years. And when you go to the House of Representatives, Tajuddin, Betra is a senior, Wase is a senior. It is not about how many tenure you spend in the National Assembly. Do you have any legislative experience? Yes. Yari is from the House.
And he should be there.
He will be there, 1. Secondly, it is an added advantage that he is a chairman of Governors Forum.
Yes.
It is like a head boy, 1 among the 36, and see how he managed them effectively. See how he work in a very harmonious relationship. Therefore, our anticipation now is that with Yari as presiding officer, as the chairman of the National Assembly, he will interconnect the National Assembly with the executive.
That is where you are coming from.
This is where we are coming from.
But some will say you are
and from the time he left National Assembly, there was no time he undermines the membership, leadership, or entire National Assembly. He never undermines.
You are not trying to indict Akpabio.
Okay, has Akpabio indicted National Assembly?
Yeah, well,
I am asking you a question.
Well, you've been there. I don't want to say it, but
I am asking you a question. Whether there was a time
that actually when they invited him to defend his budget, he was unruly also.
So therefore, by that singular action, he is disqualified to be the chairman of the National Assembly in accordance with our
all right, Senator-elect, I will plead that you hold your breath for a moment. We'll go on a short break. And when we return, we continue with the conversation. Viewers, stay with us.
The launching and presentation of 2 new books, State of Repair, How Muhammadu Buhari Tried to Change Nigeria for Good by Anthony Goldman, and The Legacy of Muhammadu Buhari by Senator Abu Ibrahim, is scheduled as follows. Venue, State House Conference Center, Aso Rock Villa. Date, Friday, 19th May 2023. Time, 9:30 a.m. Special guest of honor, President Commander-in-Chief Muhammadu Buhari. Chairman of the occasion, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana. Expected at the event are His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President-elect, and His Excellency Senator Kashim Shettima, the Vice President-elect. Attendance will be strictly by invitation. Announcer, Ambassador Babagana Kingibe GCON, Chairman, Organizing Committee.
Now, as part of efforts to support Africa's goal of strengthening...
Now, looking at the activity chart, as you can see right here, a total volume of 130...
Created a Boko Haram crisis that at that time was restricted to Yobe.
How secure are they? You can see security men with blood.
This is the road leading up to the...
Already, if you look at English squad, you are looking at EPL, you are looking at their names. You are not looking at...
Welcome back. If you are just joining, you are watching Daily Politics on Trust TV. Do well to follow us across all our social platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and watch us live on YouTube. I still have in the studio Senator-elect Kawu Sumaila, who is going to represent Kano South in the Senate after serving 3 terms in the House of Representatives and then serving as Senior Special Assistant to the President on National Assembly, House of Representatives. You are an authority in your own right. But are you not feeling guilty because Senator Barau Jibril, who is from your Kano, has been paired with Akpabio to lead the National Assembly? Don't you think this is a big credit if you support this project?
Well, I think no. I respect Senator Barau Jibril. He's my senior. He was in the House from 1999 to 2003. I respect him. A fantastic legislature. And we benefited a lot from him as the chairman appropriation and his previous position he held in the Senate or in the House of Representatives.
Yeah.
We share a lot with him, but it is the issue of representation. We are asking the Senate presidency. This is what we are asking. Barau is looking for Deputy Senate President.
Yes.
Therefore, we are asking for Senate presidency. You see, in our request, it is 2 requests.
Okay.
We are asking for the independence of legislature. Legislature is a sign, is the only sign of democracy. There will be government when executive and judiciary remain. But there was no democracy without National Assembly.
You can't have it.
You can't have it.
You can't call it democracy.
You can't.
Without
you
that
can't.
arm. Yeah.
The only difference between democracy or democratic regime and autocratic regime is parliament. Therefore, the most responsibility as Democrat is to defend the sanctity of National Assembly, our parliament.
Yeah.
Therefore, we are doing it to defend the integrity, sanctity of the National Assembly.
Now, before the selection or announcement, when all of them were in the contest, they are still in the contest, where do we belong? Is it since then you've been with Yari, or when Barrow was also angling for the Senate presidency, you are with him?
We have two candidates from Northwest. Then, I mentioned it, Barrow. Maybe if Barrow is contesting for the Senate president, therefore we can sit down and discuss home advantage.
Yes.
But now, we are looking for somebody who will promote and protect the integrity of the democracy. We will not allow the imposition. We will not allow the impunity.
Has he made any attempt to seek for your support before now? I mean, throughout his aspiration after the election, when all of you emerged, you won. Of course, you won under APC.
Quite all right. He's our friend.
Have you given him your words?
I have nothing against him.
But you were not happy when he accepted Deputy Senate President.
It is his own choice, whether I am happy or not. You see, we have individual thinking.
Yeah.
And it is a game of representation.
Yeah.
I knew when I am canvassing for vote.
Yeah.
I spent almost 1 year campaigning. Very rigorous campaign. Very tedious.
Yeah, to win.
I almost reached almost all my political award, 171. I have still local government. I have so many engagement with the people. And I know what I promised to them. And I know the reason why people rejected four-term senator, former governor, and they elect me as a senator.
And yeah, of course, I am very much interested in the National Assembly. This has also remained a serious issue. How did you defeat it?
Wait. You need to know that.
Yes.
You need to know that I confronted a ruling party.
Yes.
A party that has president, a sitting president. A party that has a sitting governor.
Yeah.
Still local government chairman, state of assembly members, and house of representatives, and various political office holders from national, state, and local government.
Then how did you navigate?
Oh, it is a politics. I know my way. I am not new to the system. Therefore, people bought me because of my consistency to the tenet of democracy.
What kind of consistency?
Well, I am very consistent on what I am doing. I know their demand, and they knew that I am always for them.
Now,
I was in the House from 2003 to 2011.
Yes.
And in my entire tenure as a member of the House of Representatives, I am very consistent. I am on the side of democracy. I am the side of the social justice. I am in the side of bringing betterment, direct betterment to our people.
I know you weren't such close to Konkoso. At certain time. At what level did you decide to now join the NNPP? And what confidence
yes, I am not too close with him.
Yeah.
But we are all politicians from Kano. He is leader on his own right. Me too. I am a leader. We know ourselves. And we knew where we stand. Therefore, there is similarity on what we are doing to Kano people. Therefore, the people, my people, asking me that the only way to actualize your dream, this Waraka you are asking,
yes,
join Konkoso.
And you join him. Were you not intimidated by the credentials of the person you defeated?
Who is he? We are the one who make him. We are the one who made him where he is. He knew. Ask him. In our contest of 2019, he will tell you the story. I was not intimidated, or you can't intimidate. To intimidate me was what I am a politician. I was born from the political family.
And you grew. You were never threatened by Kabiruga.
Who? He's a human being. Is a human being. I keep telling people, I keep mentioning when so many verses from Holy Quran or Hadith.
Yeah.
I defend on God. And I answer them when they start mentioning this kind of intimidation. So you are a cleric.
Okay.
Therefore, it is the business, it is purely in the hand of God.
Power. belongs
Therefore,
to
he
God.
gave you clue on how to grab it. And I followed the process later on and grab it. Our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam advised us on what to do, and we do it. We give a choice, and we continue the struggling up to the time where we have it.
Now,
And let me tell you,
yes,
don't defend on anybody, either governor, president, or anybody when you are looking for power. Defend on God.
you didn't depend on anybody.
Anybody.
Are you saying that you are not part of the tsunami, the Konkoso tsunami that
I am part of it. I am part of it. The Konkoso is a leader. He is the one who formed
the
the
rallying
team.
point? Yeah.
He formed the team, and I am among the team members.
Okay, now we heard that he met with Tinubu in Paris yesterday. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
What is really the reason?
We are not yet briefed. I can't work on speculation. I knew he is Democrat, and whenever a such decision or a such situation arises, he must contact broadly. And I know I am among the people whom he will contact. And at the end, we will arrive in a position.
Because what we heard was that after the meeting, they all agreed to go and, consult with their people. So are you now saying that you are optimistic that when he comes back, he will contact you? And
yes, I am among the stakeholders.
now, if he tells you that during the meeting they agreed to a government of national unity, will you accept that?
It is not his own decision. It is the decision of the people. If our people decide.
As a person, are you amenable to that? Will you agree? Will you accept government of
I
national
can't
unity?
preempt. Had it been I'm not an elected representative, I can tell my position. But now I am an elected representative. Therefore, I will wait for my people to talk. Whatever they decided, I will follow. And don't forget, in 2007,
yes,
we joined a government of national unity as ANPP.
So we should not
supported.
preclude.
We support IT's politics.
But is it true?
Take for instance,
Yes.
if you are Asiwaju,
Yeah.
will you ignore somebody who has 2 senators?
You inclusive.
Somebody who has 19 members of the House of Representatives.
NNPP from Kano.
Somebody who has a complete and comprehensive structure to prosecute election in Nigeria.
How? But he only won Kano.
He only won Kano, but Kano is not a mayor. You can't undermine Kano in the political equation.
So you think this is basically the reason he invited?
It is politics.
Konkoso.
It is politics. Konkoso is material fashion in Nigerian politics. You can't ignore Konkoso. If you ignore Konkoso, you will see
At your own peril.
the consequences of doing so.
But maybe some of the things we had ahead of the election, they are now coming to the fore. That Konkoso knows that he's not going to win the presidential election, but he went into the contest with the support of Tinubu in order to scuttle the chances of Atiku Abubakar of the
It
PDP.
is not true.
Okay.
Konkoso is there to win. He is looking forward to be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in 2023, and it is God's will.
But how can you prove this? Because evidently you can see the effort he put in Kano. It played out with your emergence,
Do you have-
the House of
no,
Assembly
no.
members, reps. You understand?
No,
and even producing the governor.
let me ask you a
But
question.
beyond Kano, we didn't see anything tangible to
Maybe it is a
a
political calculation of each and every place in Nigeria. But let me ask you a question. Among the 4 most prominent contestants,
Yes.
do you have anybody who go around Nigeria like Konkoso, who work for this
They
presidency?
all claim that they have got
As
right.
in the aircraft? He go around Nigeria
By road.
local government by local government. He cover over 500 local government, looking for vote, telling people who is he. If you say he don't have money, yes, I agree. If you say Konkoso, he don't have people in the political office, I will agree with you. But in terms of capacity, reach out, how he sell himself to Nigeria, it will tell you who Konkoso is.
We had it quietly that he is being enticed with ministerial position among other packs during their meeting on Monday in Paris.
From where you deduce this?
I'm a journalist.
Okay.
A political reporter.
We'll wait and see.
But do you think these are enough for him to convince you, his followers, to now be
it
part
is
of
not
the
all about position. It is all about Nigeria. How can we make Nigeria great again? It is not all about position. What is ministerial position? How can we make Nigeria great again? We are battling with insecurity. We are battling with the financial crisis in our financial sectors.
Yeah.
We are battling with educational crisis in the educational industries. There are so many problems in Nigeria. How can we put our head together to make our country great?
Yeah.
This is the question. It is not about how many millions are you going to get from the relationship or how many positions you are going to get.
Okay, maybe you will be on the same page with Senator Undime, whom we hosted yesterday. He said why we have a lot of issues, social vices and all that, some of the things you mentioned, poverty, you know, and all that, is because we had a docile National Assembly of. So do you agree with that? The ninth National Assembly.
What makes the National Assembly a docile? With due respect, I can't call the National Assembly a docile National Assembly. But
okay, Robastam, let me change it.
I can't even call it Robastam, but let me borrow from his own word.
Yes.
What makes it to be docile or Robastam? It is because it is the executive who dictate who will be the leader.
The emergence of
the emergence, and now he is doing it. I am very sorry with my leader. It is very unfortunate. He is now inconsistent.
Oh my God. You are now saying Tinubu is inconsistent?
No, Muhammadu Ali Ndimi.
Oh, okay.
Senator
in this
Ali
regard.
Ndimi.
No, what he was saying is that assuming the National Assembly was allowed to have its way, I asked him a question. I said, okay, are you not contradicting yourself? He said, no, he wasn't contradicting himself. And he even promised that if anybody comes here and attack him, he will come and actually retaliate. Meaning he will come
retaliate, like, he can't attack me. I'm too junior for him to attack me. I'm his deputy.
Yeah.
I'm his junior brother. But let me draw his attention.
Yes.
Muhammadu Ali Ndumi, you are there all over the news.
Yeah.
Both print, electronic, and new media.
Yeah.
Challenging the leadership of the National Assembly that they are docile or they are robustam. And what led them to be domicile or robustam?
Yeah.
It is because they are handpicked by the executive.
Yeah.
If that is the case, now see the process you are defending.
Which will produce another...
Which will produce
docile.
another docile and robust leadership.
So what is your final take on this?
My final take on it is that I am begging all the stakeholders, more especially our president-elect,
okay,
that we sense the emergence of new cabal around him. He needs to be careful. He needs to be careful. He is one of the fathers of this democracy. We enjoy his mentorship. We enjoyed his leadership. We enjoy his consistency in fighting against impunity. He is always on the side of the truth. So how can he allow the so-called cabals to mislead him?
So he should reinvent himself.
He should. If not, I assure you, there was a serious problem in his presidency, because from look of the thing now, despite enormous challenge we are facing as a nation, between God and man, how can you allow yourself to be used or to start another problem with National Assembly? You don't have the clear majority in this National Assembly. Whenever somebody had your name or hear your name as Siwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, all of us, we are celebrating the name that this is
despite party
despite party.
Yeah.
He is leader. very consistent.
So he should toy softly.
We put Obasanjo with him. When Obasanjo intend to amend the Nigeria constitution to allow him overstay beyond a constitutional time.
Second time, yeah.
Third term.
Yeah.
We put Erdogan with him.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
You can remember.
Yes.
Therefore, how can he allow the so-called new emergence of cabals
to also influence him
to a level where all of them has, you see, they are doing it because of the benefit.
Yeah.
All of them has put themselves in a very strategic position in the.
So your final word is that they will not succeed?
They will not, inshallah. God will not allow. The God who stopped Obasanjo from amending the constitution to have third term.
Yeah.
The God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who stopped Jonathan and PDP in 2011. The God who stopped APC from installing the leadership in 2015 is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who will stop APC and Asiwaju from installing their own stooge as leaders of the 10th National Assembly.
Thank you very much, distinguished Senator Elego. Thank you for coming to the program. Viewers, that's Senator-elect Kawu Sumaila. We hope you enjoyed the conversation. If you do, join us tomorrow for another interesting package. Bye-bye for now. I'm Hamza Idris.